I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, like even the possibility of some of the deadliest catch boats actually just having been liberated from others, from someone to film a show. There's lots of things that were actually liberated. Instead of actually buying, why buy a fishing boat when you can just go kill the crew that owns the fishing boat and take it over? It's a possibility that lots of like things like Deadliest Catch or some of the old things, they literally just simply went and killed the people who were on board and then basically filmed their show and then left it somewhere floating or whatever. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure about the ramifications. Like I say, Hell's Angels has to do with a lot of things and a lot of other things where basically, you know, pretty much where all they were doing was just killing people to get on TV or whatever, and then and pretend to be big old whatever. Like I said, all the people in the fishing village, that is basically the Deadliest Catch village, they're originally Chinese, and they're originally in there, and somebody went through and killed them all. Originally, it was just Chinese and Chinese ships and Chinese boats, and somebody went through and basically just shot them all, threw their bodies in the water, and then took it over. One of the greatest massacres ever actually happened in the fishing village that is known as the Deadliest Catch village or whatever. Everybody in that town died, like between 1940 and 1970 or 1980. There's no one there that's been there more than a couple years. Where the people went or what happened there, no one really knows. In fact, I think the Chinese have an investigation going as to what happened to their people or the people that were there. But basically, between 1920 and 1940, basically everyone died. Pretty much. That was there. Like the town everyone just vanished one day. Anyway, it has to do with possibly the Hells Angels going up there and killing everyone. Some people say, no, we weren't a part of that, blah, blah, blah. But either Nixon or John McCain went up there and killed everyone there, or basically some Hells Angels and the Deadliest Catch people went up there and killed them. A lot of them were ex-military. Some of them, there were some ex-military people hanging around and basically that were around during Vietnam or whatever. And basically, you know, they learned in Vietnam that they could kill people in other countries and basically kept doing it. Marine One actually came to life pretty much. What was once a radio broadcast and whatever gave other people ideas and other things. And they found out the truth and they started doing it. And basically it's how Vietnam wasn't really a war, more or less, than a bunch of people simultaneously going around killing people. Or World War II. Basically they thought, or they realized that, you know, nobody knows. We kill everyone at this house and nobody knows. And we already killed the police department, nobody knows. Nobody cares. Who's going to come and find us out? No one. The FBI and the CIA were openly killing their own people, their own supposed agents. They were both selling drugs. Anyway, it's where there's a total systemic thing of where there is no police, there is no CIA, FBI, and nobody really was investigating shit anywhere or anything. Nobody cared. The people who were investigating were basically, since World War II, were basically the people that were actually killing. Starting with Nixon and JFK and John McCain and all of them. Everyone just believed that there were police departments and thought that there was some sort of whatever. The truth was, you know, you were just as likely if you're a woman to get held down and raped as you are what's called, and your daughter gets raped next. You know, they say about, oh, it's so horrible. My family actually just they tried to they put us they seized our accounts and everything else. It's like, well, at least they didn't kill you like they used to. In the old days, you know, they would just continue killing until you were all dead. You know, or just strafe your aircraft the next time you went to lunch or took a flight. There was jetliners that were being crashed all the time. People thought, oh yeah, the NSB investigates them all. Well, the NSB actually only investigates certain ones that look like it's actually a real accident and possibly an equipment failure. They actually don't put all the aircraft back together. Most of them, and I pay for a lot of it. I paid for all of it, actually, and that's taxpayer money at work. They probably put together more aircraft now, but there's actually aircraft going down all over the place. Has been since World War II, when I actually had fighter escorts next to my passenger service, just so they can fly from one city to another city. Anyway, there's all this stuff where, well, there's millions of aircraft that were built, and most of them are just pulled up and scrapped, or a bunch of people grab the scrap, take it off, and sell it. Money. Just printed money anyway. Anyway, they were actually saying that the world was safe or that life was safe, but like I said, the death toll in places like New York City, where a lot of people live together, is pretty high. And that's mostly because of the drugs, and basically mostly because of blacks. And where you can actually hear gunshots. Most girls would stop even screaming, because, like, why bother screaming? No one's going to come to your aid. No one cares. It's been planned purge for about 50 or 60 years. The police are in on it. Everybody's in on it. They've always been on it. I had a military at one point in time, and eventually, actually, people found out that I was going to torture 260 million people, or 5 million, depending on how many people lied and crossed my path the wrong way, and that wasn't going to happen regardless. And that is why they stopped. And other people wanted to torture people on my behalf without my permission. It's like, no, don't do that. Anyway, some other people were actually waiting for my permission, which is very nice of them. Like, so do you want us to come in to come in now? Okay. And basically other people would eventually take care of things, and other races would come in after them. Like I said, there's a long line of people that would deal with people on this planet. A long, long line. Just like a long line of people that wanted to kill me or hurt me or steal from me, basically. There was a long line of people that were going to do things on my behalf, whether or not I asked them to. Mostly because a bunch of people were running around, if he doesn't know, that he can't act on it. It's like, well, actually, that's not quite true. Anyway. Well, TV and movies and stuff. Anyway, a lot of people wanted to get on film just to be known by me. Because I was. Anyway, but then again, I was going to be killed when I was 9, so kind of went out the window. Anything just or good or anything like that. Anyway, a lot of people just decided one day to just go ahead and rape that cute girl down the street. And people had been doing it for thousands of years. It used to be normal, actually. So, anyway. In fact, I put a stop to it a long time ago. Anyway, there's a lot of really bad things that were going around. Free will was being used. That was probably the one thing that I never should have done, was give humanity free will. Honestly. When I did that, that's when things really got bad.